I'm stunned. My shocking reaction to the round 25 NRL score predictions and final ladder round. What if a single weekend could unravel the certainties we cling to in sport, leaving us breathless in the ruins of our own predictions? Accor Stadium in Sydney gleams under a late August sun, the air thick with salt from the harbor and the faint metallic tang of impending finals. The crowd buzzes like a living organism, thousands of voices layered with belief, doubt, and the unspoken fear that their team might fall when it matters most. Please like, share, and subscribe for more sport talk content. Round 25 of the 2025 NRL season dawns like a storm front. 8 games, 16 teams, and a ladder so tangled that every kickoff feels like a referendum on destiny itself. Every pass, every tackle carries the weight of a season's worth of blood, tape, and belief. The script seemed written in ink. Penrith as untouchable emperors, Melbourne as calculating southern overlords, the Roosters lurking with aristocratic menace. The pundits echoed it, the fans believed it, the numbers agreed. But sport has a cruel sense of humor. Yet beneath the surface, underdogs sharpen their teeth. Wests Tigers reborn in the West, the Dolphins carrying Queensland's second heartbeat, and the Warriors whispering ancient Maori prayers across the Tasman. These were not teams content with background roles, they were waiting for the chaos. I sat in my studio, laptop glowing, spreadsheet open like a sacred text, convinced I had decoded the season's final truths. I spoke with confidence, maybe too much. Panthers by 12, I said. Storm by 8. Broncos to edge the Cowboys. Tigers to fight bravely but fall. My predicted ladder was a neat piece of logic. Penrith on top with 44 points, Melbourne 42, the Roosters 40, and a tangled cluster beneath them, clawing for survival. Commentators nodded, algorithms smiled. The illusion of certainty felt solid. Then Friday night arrived like a thief in the dark. The Sharks, dismissed as pretenders, ambushed the Panthers in the Blue Mountains. 24-22 on a curling field goal in the 79th minute that hung in the air like a question mark over destiny itself. Nathan Cleary's face, usually carved from granite, cracked with disbelief as the siren blared. The crowd's roar faltered into stunned silence, then rose again, an exhale of disbelief mixed with reluctant awe. And in Melbourne, the unthinkable. The Storm, proud and precise, collapsed against a feral Bulldogs pack that played like men possessed, 38-10. Each try felt like a betrayal of expectation, each tackle a rewriting of prophecy. Saturday only deepened the wounds. The Broncos, my tip victors, disintegrated in Townsville. Cowboys 36, Broncos 12. Reece Walsh, brilliant but combustible, sent off for dissent, leaving Suncorp's faithful staring in disbelief at screens and pub televisions across Brisbane. Meanwhile in Auckland, the Warriors, those spiritual nomads, swept aside the Roosters 30-18. Their haka afterward thundered through the night, a pulse of pride and heritage that transcended the scoreboard. And on Sunday, the story's final twist. The Wests Tigers, everyone's sentimental underdog, stunned the Dragons 28-26. Api Koroisau crossed in the final seconds, kissed the badge, and looked skyward. It felt less like a win and more like a resurrection. By dusk, my carefully drawn ladder was ash. Penrith slipped to 3rd. Melbourne tumbled to 5th. The Cowboys surged to 2nd. The finals race became a chaotic masterpiece painted by the hands of uncertainty. Social media erupted. Clips of Cleary's missed tackle played on loop. Walsh's red card became instant folklore. Carnage, one headline screamed. Round 25, the reckoning, said another. My own prediction post became a digital graveyard of misplaced confidence. Historians will write that injuries played their part, that fatigue and form shifted in the late season storm. But there's a deeper, truer undercurrent here. Sport is rebellion against certainty. It refuses to kneel to logic. It laughs at order. This round humbled me. It reminded me that predictions are not facts. They're love letters to hope. They're our way of trying to touch the future, even as it dances just beyond reach. In my ruined ladder, I found clarity. The beauty of sport isn't in getting it right. It's in the shock of being wrong, the adrenaline of chaos, the reminder that anything can happen when belief meets opportunity. It speaks to something deeply human, our craving for control, and the quiet humility when we realize we never truly had it. Because sometimes the universe of sport smiles, tips its cap, and says, "You thought you knew." Nathan Cleary, quiet in the tunnel put it simply, we thought we had it mapped out. Rugby league doesn't care about your maps. Valentine Holmes, sweat still glistening under the floodlights, grinned. Townsville believed when no one else did. That's the only prediction that mattered. And AP Koroisau, eyes wet with disbelief, whispered, this one's for the kid in Campbelltown who was told we'd never be contenders. The ladder will settle. The finals will find their champion. But round 25 will live forever. A poem about unpredictability, written in sweat and disbelief. It reminds us that the most powerful moments in sport aren't scripted. They're the ones that shatter the script entirely. And somewhere, in a quiet room, another fan will open their spreadsheet, fingers hovering over predictions, a little wiser, a little humbler, and absolutely alive to the magic of not knowing.